Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel Learning for Fun. This is the second video in our series Math for Fun, where we teach you tips and tricks to make math easier. Here are the follow-up questions from last time. The first one was, this is the series 5, 13, 21, 29, and so on. What is the 1000th number in that series? The answer to that question was 7,997. We got that by multiplying 8 by 1000 and then subtracting 3 from it. If you don't know how that works, or if you got a different answer, or if you just want to learn the concept, you can go back and watch that video. The link will be on the end screen. And this is the next follow-up question. What is 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 all the way to plus 1000? We will be covering that concept in today's video, so keep watching. So the first step in solving this problem is writing out the same series but backwards. So if we say that the sum of this series is S, then because this is the same series except backwards, the sum of this will also be S. Now the second step that we have to do is we actually have to add up both of these series. So 1 plus 1000 is 1001, 2 plus 999 is 1001, and so we can see that all of the sums are 1001. But because we're adding up the two series, which we denoted as S, this series is actually going to be 2S. So adding up 1001s is also pretty hard, but if we remember that if we add up the same number, it's basically multiplication. So we can also write this as 1001 times, there are actually 1000 numbers in this series, so we'll make it times 1000. And then because this is 2S, but we're solving for S, it's going to be over 2, and that leads to our answer, 500,000, 500,000 and 500. Now, if we wanted to make a generalized formula for this, then it would be if we take n multiplied by n plus 1 over 2. N in this formula stands for the number of numbers in the series. It does not stand for this amount. This amount is n plus 1. N is just the number of numbers in the series. Remember, this formula only works for series that have numbers that are increasing by 1 each time. So it won't work for series like 2, 4, 6, 8. It only works for series like 1, 2, 3, 4. So here are some examples of series that you can't use the formula for. So in the first one, it does not start with 1, so that's why you can't use the formula for it. For this one, in order to find the number of numbers in the series, you take 1000 and you subtract 5 from it, and then you add 1 to that. So the answer would be 996. So the number of numbers in this series is just 996, and then you can use that and multiply it by 5 plus 1000, which would be 1005 to get the answer. But you have to make sure to add 1 to this. That's the step most people miss when trying to find out the number of numbers in the series. Now for this second one, it's counting by multiples of 2, and it doesn't start with 1. So to do problems like this, where it's multiples of a number, just divide the last number by the multiple that it's going up by. For example, we divide 1000 by 2 and we get 500. And then if you also notice that if we divide them all by 2, it's 1, 2, 3. So 500 would actually be the number of numbers in this series. And then you can just use the method and multiply by 1002 and then divide by 2 at the end. And same for this one, you just divide by 4, you get 250. But when you're writing it out backwards, if you're going to do that, then make sure, be careful, that when you write it out backwards, it's 1000 plus, and then make sure it's not 999 since we're counting by fours here. It would be 996 and then 992. And you can just double check. It also works out to be 1004, so you just multiply that by 250 and then divide it by 2. Here are some follow-up questions to make sure that you learn the concept in this video nicely. This is the first one. What is 8 plus 16 plus 24 plus 32 all the way to plus 1000? The second one covers a concept we have not learned yet. How many numbers are in this series? 77, 78, 79, all the way to 259. The next video will actually be a two-part video where we will learn how many numbers are in a given series, when you're counting by ones, when you're counting by multiples, and when you're counting backwards, and also when you're counting by fractions and decimals. So be sure to watch out for that. And you can post the answers in the comments. And remember, this is the channel where we teach you magic tricks with an X. Have a nice day.